Hi folks, it's Gary here with your Blue Nose Bulletin here on the fourth official YouTube channel for Wednesday, the 19th of February 2025. And what a day we've got for you, with loads of news to update you on, including the big breaking news coming out tonight with regards to potential takeover talks. And it's fair to say that this story has grown arms and legs over the course of the last couple of hours, with many media outlets, including the Scottish Daily Express, the Daily Record, and our friend Chris Jack over at the Rangers Review, revealing that Rangers are in talks with American investors, looking at a multi-million-pound takeover of Rangers, which is being led by Paraag Marathe, the man behind the San Francisco 49ers, and Leeds United is leading a potential bid to take control of the club. Nothing signed and sealed as of yet, but it has been revealed that there has been discussions between the San Francisco 49ers and key shareholders over the course of the last few months, and there does appear to be some willingness from some Rangers investors to cash in on their stake and speak with Marag and the rest of the San Francisco 49ers group. Now, people that are following Leeds United will know that they are very similar in terms of they've got investment through Marath and the San Francisco 49ers, and they, as it stands, are very much well placed to head back to the English Premiership. And given Rangers' status on the European stage, it's perhaps unsurprising that they are looking now at perhaps extending that portfolio out to include investment and some form of a stake in Rangers. As we stated, very early days at this one, but it is a story which is starting to kind of grow key kind of arms and legs at the moment. And this is followed obviously by talk from a couple of months ago that Dave King stated that he obviously is very much open to business in terms of trying to sell on his shares. He currently is the major shareholder in Rangers, with a stake of just under 13% of the shares. Then you've got the likes of Douglas Park and George Taylor, who have got more than 10% of the shares, and then the rest of John Bennett, Stuart Gibson, and directors Julian Volhart and John Halstead, also with a stake of around 12%. So certainly we will wait and see what happens with regards to this over the coming days, but expecting a lot more noise with regards to the talks that are ongoing, allegedly, with the 49ers and Parag Marath. It's certainly a man that's got very deep pockets, and certainly some investment into Rangers would be much welcomed, I think, given the current state of the club's finances. Now, interestingly, we obviously know that since Patrick Stewart came in as CEO, there's an ongoing deep dive into Rangers as a business in terms of a full audit being done of the football operation. And the company doing that is Sportsology, are also one of the San Francisco 49ers' big clients. So again, there's a bit of synergy and a bit of a link there. And it's very interesting to kind of see that what's outlined as part of the deep dive that's happening by Sportsology at the moment. And today, Patrick Stewart spoke at length to Rangers TV, that's been released on the Rangers channels, with regards to a bit more detail with regards to that football review, which is ongoing and are expected to continue towards the end of the season. And Patrick Stewart stating that the football review will never end. It's about constant evolution, looking to kind of kickstart the process in terms of making Rangers a much more effectively run sporting and successful operations. So one of the main things coming out of Patrick Stewart's comments today is that the review has stated that there's a gap in the market at the moment for Rangers to look at bringing in a sporting director. And It's very significant that obviously Rangers have never replaced Ross Wilson after he left to go down to Nottingham Forest. Obviously, Niels Coppin was promoted into taking a technical director role, and Patrick Stewart today was at length to kind of explain the differences between a sporting director and technical director. And he stated that most elite European football clubs have got more than kind of one person that is looking after the entirety of the football operations. So Niels was brought in obviously to do player recruitment, and he's performed really strongly in player recruitment, according to Patrick Stewart. As you can see with the results of some of the players that we've brought in, that's been brought in under his watch, players such as Hamza Igaman and Clinton Inshallah, two examples of that. But you also got the likes of Mohamed Diamonde, who big things are expected from. So certainly that there appears to be a great deal of interest in terms of from the board and from Patrick Stewart and the job that Niels Coppin is doing. But the sporting director will be brought in to complement his role, and allow him to focus on what he was hired to do, which is recruit players, manage squad planning, and the player trading model, which has been spoken about ad nauseum in terms of the last kind of few years, as something that Rangers need to be able to be much better at. Reports this week stating that Celtic's B team has brought in more money than Rangers' first team over the course of the last 12 months, and that's something that just can't continue if Rangers want to be a successful football club in terms of the balance sheet. So certainly, we're going to look at that structure that's going to come in, and Rangers are recruiting for someone to come in and be that kind of sporting director who would be responsible for the entire football operations of the men's, the women, the academy, the medical team, the performance team, and making sure that all of that is running in harmony with the vision, obviously, of the board. So, lots happening in and around the club at the moment, and I think it's fair to say that looking under the hood that Patrick Stewart has done since he's came, far from impressed in terms of what's currently there. So we'll certainly watch that with interest over the course of the next few days, and certainly we expect more noise coming out with regards to the takeover story, with regards to the San Francisco 49ers, and lots more, I think, on this story to come. Another news story coming out of Rangers today is surrounding Ianis Hagi. Now, we all know that Ianis Hagi is out of contract at the end of the season, and reports coming out of Turkish media and Romanian media today stating that Rangers' initial talks with Ianis Hagi has seen Hagi decline to sign a new deal at Rangers, and it remains to be seen whether or not Rangers go back to the negotiating table with the Hagi party. Obviously, there's been a renegotiation of Hadji's contract to get him back playing in the first team this season, and at times he's done very, very well. But he is on a big wage, and whether or not that's something that the Rangers hierarchy want to see a bit more of a return on investment from the money that Hadji camp is looking for. But as it stands at the moment, no deal when it comes to Ianis Hagi being a Rangers player beyond the summer. And there certainly appears to be plenty of interest in Ianis Hagi as a free agent in the summer. I believe that the player favours a return back to Italy, but there remains strong links with the likes of Galatasaray in Turkey. And certainly he's a player that if he's available on a free in the summer, I think there will be no shortage of interest in the Romanian international. So we'll watch a space over the course of the next couple of months with regards to what happens with Ianis Hagi and the rest of the Rangers squad that are out of contract at the end of the season. Tom Lawrence, another one that I'm expecting probably to move on, given his wage at the moment and the fact that he's towards the tail end of his kind of career, coming up towards 30. Rangers obviously looking for this kind of player trading model and players that they can invest, grow and grow. Obviously, we've got Lyle Cameron coming in the summer as well that can play that position. So Whether or not we go back to the drawing table with Ianis Hagi with a better offer or not remains to be seen. Loads coming up here on the Fourth Official, and on Friday we'll have our latest pod dropping over on our Patreon channel, looking at this week's European fixtures, including Celtic and Munich, and tonight's match between Real Madrid and Manchester City. As always, a big thank you to you all for watching. I'll speak to you next time. Goodbye.